My name is Chris Frangakis. I'm the founder and CEO of Achelios Therapeutics. I would like to take a few moments of your time to share with you information that we have developed in the treatment of migraine and pain in general. We all know that often medications can be more dangerous than the disease that they are supposed to treat. For example, if you take aspirin for your headache, you have to worry about liver or kidney failure. If you take Nexium, you may have to worry about loss of hair or gynecomastia. Essentially, all drugs have side effects. At Achelios, we're looking at means of treating pain, particularly migraine, without any side effects. We are able to achieve this by directing the action of the drug directly to the tissue or the organ where the pain is being generated. Migraine is a severe headache that affects roughly between 10 and 13% of the world's population. Drugs like ibuprofen, ergotamine, and antidepressants and opioids have been used for the treatment of migraine, but because of the systemic and central side effects, these drugs have some serious adverse events like cardiovascular, neurological conditions, and even addiction in the case of opioids. The first drug specifically designed to treat migraine was launched by Glaxo in 1993. Since then, many companies have also launched similar drugs, and they're all known as triptans. However, all of these triptans are contraindicated in patients with cardiovascular risk factors, such as hypertension or atherosclerosis, which is approximately 30% of all the migraine patients. We now know that inflammation of the trigeminal nerve is the trigger for the development of migraine. This causes the release of the peptide CGRP at the nerve ending that increases blood flow into the meninges which surround the brain. This causes edema, and in turn, that edema causes compression of the brain and the throbbing sensation which is typical of migraine. Recently, several companies have developed antibodies to this molecule as a means to prevent the development of migraine. However, the cost of therapy for these products exceeds more than $10,000. Our approach was to develop a medicine that prevents the release of CGRP in the trigeminal nerve by inhibiting the inflammation of this nerve. We developed a topical medicine containing a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory similar to ibuprofen or naproxen to block the inflammation of the nerve and thus block the release of CGRP. By applying this medicine directly in the area that is close proximity to the nerve, we are able to deliver a therapeutic level of the drug which maintains efficacy but low drug products. Our medicine, Topofen, it's a patented gel formulation of the NSAID ketoprofen. The formulation is highly effective in enhancing the penetration of ketoprofen into the skin and directing it to the nerve where it's needed for its anti-inflammatory activity. We demonstrated efficacy of Topofen in patients with severe migraine. We treated 50 patients who were participants in a double-blind, placebo-controlled crossover study. They treated 200 migraine attacks with either the active or the placebo formulation. We monitored their pain levels, their symptoms, and any other associated discomforts that they had. We all saw immediately that the relief of migraine pain, which persisted for up to 48 hours. Also, at 2 hours, we saw a 77% of the patients experience pain relief during this 2-hour period. And in addition to that, 35% of the patients were pain-free after migraine. These results are comparable to what it has been seen for other products which are in the market, and those products are most of them oral drugs or injectable. Better yet, the efficacy of Topofen was unique in that the ability to reduce pain and induce pain-free state actually increased with time. It maximized around 80% for pain reduction and 60% for pain-free at 6 hours, and this effect was prevalent all the way to the end of the study at 24 or 48 hours. The drug was also effective in reducing the other associated symptoms such as nausea, light, sound sensitivity, and ringing in the ears. During the course of the study, we saw none of any significant side effects during the 6 weeks of the study. Now you are wondering how the Topofen is affecting delivering the drug to the nerve. I guess you could say it's due to the secret sauce of the formulation. Achelios' approach was to develop a unique formulation that allows for the permeation of the drug through the upper layers of the skin and accumulation in the tissue underneath it. We were able to achieve that by relying on the physicochemical properties of the drug and adjusting the excipients in the formulation to remove these charges and enhance its permeation across the skin. This is evident in the table presented here, where we measure the permeation of the different drugs across human skin using our formulation compared with formulation of those products that are available in the market in Europe and other countries. Also, our formulation is unique in the fact that it increases stability of the drug, and in addition to that, it prevents the photodegradation of the drug that is induced by ultraviolet light. We met with the FDA recently, and we have received their endorsement to continue our studies into the development of Topofen for the treatment and prevention of migraine attacks. We also are looking at the treatment with Topofen of pediatric population, children between the ages of 5 and 12 years old. And this is very important because for that population, there is no indicated drug for its use. Topofen will be ready for market for the treatment of migraine in 2021 and for migraine prophylaxis in 2022. There are also other indications that we are exploring. One will be the treatment of temporomandibular joint disease, which is lockjaw, postherpetic neuralgia, opioid replacement therapies, and chemotherapy-induced neuropathic pain. Now, in the United States, there are approximately 43 million sufferers of migraine, of which 26 million are under medical supervision for the disease. Of this 26 million, 30% or 7.3 million have cardiovascular complications and are contraindicated to receive any of the therapy currently available. These are the patients for which Topofen would be ideal. In the US, we estimate, therefore, that based on a 10 to 20% penetration of the cardiovascular risk market population, the potential sales forecast for Topofen is approximately between 300 and 320 million. This could be achieved in the year 5 and 7 post-launch of the product. Now, we have completed, we have raised roughly about $6.25 million in seed and debenture financing in the company. And our current goal is to complete our debenture with an additional raise of $1 million. These funds will be currently needed for the completion of the commercial manufacturing and clinical trial materials, the long-term stability and safety studies still outstanding, the complete preclinical studies in relationship to new formulations and new products to demonstrate the efficacy in new indications, the support of patent filings and annuity, and complete our M&A and licensing arrangements of Topofen with a commercial partner by December of 2018. We are a semi-virtual company with offices in Chapel Hill and a laboratory in San Diego. Our team is a group of experienced individuals with an average experience of roughly 25 years in pharmaceutical industry. All of us have worked in large and small companies and have years of experience in the discovery, in the development, in partnering, in financing of commercial operations of drugs such as topofen and formulations like it. Now, a profitable exit is what we all want, and a profitable exit will look in two different ways. Our first goal, which is our immediate goal, is to develop and establish a licensing deal with a large commercial operator within the next 6 to 9 months, where there's always the possibility of an acquisition of the company, but this most likely will be a little bit later once the drug is in phase 3. A merger with another company to form a larger entity is a possibility, and it's something that we are exploring currently. And equity financing, where through a public or private entity that will allow us to bring forward the drug into phase 3 and then be suitable for an acquisition by a large pharma or an IPO. Well, thank you very much. And if I can be of further assistance, please let me know. These are our contacts, and I'm here to assist you and answer any questions that you may have.